Many of us are grappling with the feeling of simultaneously living in multiple times. There's what we used to do pre-COVID. There's what we're living through now. There's what we imagine and hope for after the pandemic subsides. And then there's what we hope for in the longer term future. But one day, this too shall pass. And though the pandemic may have in some ways set us on a new path, I'd like for us to consider not only the near future, but also decades ahead.
Our work should be to support people in seeing the world as it might be, and then helping them make those visions for what might be our new realities. Now, this is a view of the future of education that is both very present-oriented. The future isn't an abstraction. The future is happening right now. What we do every day, what we do today really matters.
I want to say I see universities working and some I would say being successful, closing the gap between access and inclusion. I see them making concerted efforts to focus as much on who they admit as they do on the experience of those who accept the invitations to be members of their community. This requires expanding our thinking about what matters in college, especially moving beyond quantifiable outcomes to understand more about the how students are moving through higher education.
The ongoing automation of white-collar jobs with the rise of artificial intelligence. I hope that's going to mean growing emphasis in schools on the social and emotional skills that are distinctively human, and as research by our colleague Dave Deming shows, are increasingly rewarded in the labor market. Counterintuitively, it could also mean a greater supply of teachers as other options for college-educated adults dry up. And one of the things we've seen in the pandemic is that there's no real automated substitute for a personal relationship with a teacher.
And I think the disruption of this past year has opened up the possibility for real and radical change in the next 25 years. I think we'll be seeing more relevant, representative, and historically accurate curriculum, something our students have been demanding, I think, for years. I think we are going to see more humanizing instructional designs that are responsive to the interests, talents, needs of the real people in schools, right? Both our students and the teachers who work with them.
And I believe that the events of the past 8 months are leading us down a path that centers and prioritizes issues of ethnic racial equity in our schools. And if I follow that line of thinking, I think that in 25 years, I see an education system that's going to be prioritizing students' ethnic racial identity development as a competency that's nurtured, supported, and integrated into school curricula. I also see an educator workforce that is representative in terms of ethnic racial background of the students who are being served. I envision a system in which we're investing in our educators by providing them with training and the time that they need to grow in their own understanding of their ethnic racial inequities and their ethnic racial identities, and how to create culturally sustaining environments in which all students will thrive. And when I think about those changes, I think we'll be pleased with where education will be in 25 years. And I think